one, and we're live.
Are you ready for the best damn sports radio show on the planet? Man, our nation, rise up.
You know on the beat every time, no. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that while I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who coming to the stage. Sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that it's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the court. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, then listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Starts like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark, no LA, we the big spark. No 4th and inches won't cut you short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzz beaters. We coming live all through your speakers, go.
And what is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckhouse here with the Man Hour. Should head over to manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page, and of course, check out the blog section as well. It is new and improved over there. We drop a new in each blog each and every day over there. Right now, my man Tyler Faber just dropped why the defensive alignment of the Green Bay Packers is so damn good. So jump over there, read that blog, check it out, and tell him that he is completely wrong. Do you want to know why he's wrong? Because my man Beastie Combs says so. Beastie, welcome to the show, man. How you doing tonight?
What is going on, Michael Buskeister? I am pumped, man. Look, you know, I'm a Cubs fan, but I am extremely excited for tonight's White Sox-Astros game because you got the 2 Cy Young contenders in the American League going head-to-head with Dylan Cease versus Justin Verlander tonight. Not only that, the White Sox were down to their final 4 outs last night, down 2-0, scored 4 outs in the 8th inning to come back and win. So things need to start looking up for this White Sox team if they're going to make any noise. And hopefully tonight we'll start with a big win against Justin Verlander.
Yeah, so you have basically took away your Bears fandom. Now you're rooting for the White Sox. Man, Combs, what is going on in your life over there, man?
I'm not one of those Cubs fans that hate the White Sox. I'm a Cubs fan that hates the Cardinals and hates the Brewers. I don't hate the White Sox. I want to see the White Sox. I want to see the White Sox succeed, and they're the more exciting team in the city to watch right now. So
yeah, so basically you are like an average fan. You like to jump bandwagons here and there.
No. Okay. That's our boy Drew. That's not me. That's our boy Drew. I've got my teams, you know, but I just like baseball. You know me. I'll watch any team anytime. So yeah,
I believe you are at least to 1,200 games I've watched so far this season. So definitely
close.
I'm sitting out. Actually, Combs, this is the most baseball I've watched in a very, very long time, and I'm probably sitting about 120 full games watched this particular year. So pretty excited.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm pretty proud of myself.
I watch all the time. The fact that you're watching 120 games, though, I mean, that's pretty. Yeah. For you, that's pretty damn good. Because I remember when we first met, we first started doing the show. I would ask you a baseball question, and you were like, "Are you team my baseball?"
What is baseball? So fun fact, I got my Father's Day gift in the mail. It is a customized Michael Buckeister bat with Kansas City logo and colors on it. Man, it's fucking awesome. Yeah,
that is pretty sick. I saw the picture you sent me earlier.
Yeah.
That's a nice piece. We gotta get a signature on that for you. That's what we gotta do. We gotta get that thing with a signature or 2 on it. That would be nice.
I would say I would get Whit Merrifield's autograph, but he got traded off to the Blue Jays, and that kind of broke my heart a little bit. So
Whit Merrifield, I mean, you guys let go of what's his face who went to the Yankees.
That was Benintendi, Adam
Benintendi. Yeah, they got kid's a doubles machine, probably the best hitter on the team, and they were just like, no, we're still rebuilding this thing again. Yeah. Well, I feel your pain, man.
Rookie. We do got some good rookies under our belt. There's about 3 or 4 that are really exciting about. Pitching staff's young and getting better and getting improved. But you know, the Royals are the minor league system of the major league, so pretty much the Yankees will cherry pick them off by the time we get any good. Basically, what it comes down to, like they did back in like the 90s and 2000s with like Johnny Damon and like all those boys. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But it is time to get into some sports talk here, Colmsy. We got if and then statements tonight, every Tuesday right here on the Man Hour. We do talk if and then statements. It is pretty cut and dry. People give us an if statement, and then Colmsy, we give them a then statement. Cut and dry. And so if you guys have a if and then statement that you want to put in the comments here, let us know. We'll get to them if we have time tonight. So, Colmsy, we do have 5 right here off the bat. People hit me up at manhour_buck on the old Twitter machine, and they started to give me some questions and give me some thoughts about things. And first one that comes to mind, Combs, is this Tua situation down in Miami. Tyreek Hill come out and said that Tua is the most accurate quarterback that he has ever caught the ball from. Preseason came along and Tua missed at least 5 wide open, easy passes. I'm talking like you and I could have probably made those passes. Missed them wide, missed them short. He was just very, very ugly. So, Combs, the question is, if Tua continues to miss easy throws, then what?
I mean, look, I'm not the Baltimore Ravens, so I don't take a whole lot of stock into preseason games. But, I mean, look, if Tua continues to miss wide open throws, I mean, eventually they're going to be clamoring for his job in Miami. I'm not a big believer in Tua. You know that. I don't feel like Tua is the guy who's going to lead this team into the future. I have a hard time when you got guys like Tyreek Hill saying he's the most accurate quarterback he's ever played with, coming off of, how many 4 years now with your boy over there in Kansas City and Patty Mahomes. Like, I just feel like at that point you're just being petty, right? You didn't get the deal you wanted in Kansas City. They let you go, and you're like, oh yeah, that guy sucked anyway. Oh, really? Because he's been to 3 AFC championship games in 4 years. So, I mean, it's like, it's just Tyreek being Tyreek and being salty at the fact that he didn't get the deal with the Kansas City Chiefs, that they decided to move on. And look, when you pay Patrick Mahomes as much as you're paying Patrick Mahomes, you're going to move on from some key players because you're not going to be able to afford everybody. So, I don't take any stock into what Tyreek said, as much stock as I don't take into the preseason either. I think Tua missing open reads isn't very surprising. But if he continues to miss it, it's going to be a quick hook for him, I think, in Miami.
Yeah, you are exactly right. That's exactly where I was going to go with this statement here. If Tua continues to miss easy-ass throws, there are 2 quarterbacks on the roster that will be happy to take his starting position. One by the name of Skylar Thompson, my man from the Kansas State University there, Colmsy. This man lit it up week 1 of preseason. Yes, I know, against third stringers, yada, yada. I get it. I heard it all. Whatever. There are 2 quarterbacks on this team right now that are better than Tua right now. Teddy Bridgewater and Skylar Thompson. If Tua continues to miss these easy-ass passes, wide open, check down passes, underthrowing the big threat receivers that you guys have, Tua is out of there. Teddy Bridgewater is like in, and then if Teddy Bridgewater doesn't step up and be the quarterback that we all think he can be, Skylar Thompson is right there. Mr. 7th round pick himself. Future Tom Brady. Skylar Thompson, I might add. Combs, this is
future Tom Brady.
You heard it right. You heard it right here first. Skylar Thompson is a beast, man. So when we talk about dogs, we talk about that it factor. We talk about that dog mentality, the junkyard dog, the JYDs, right? Skylar Thompson is it, my man. He has a bum-ass shoulder. He powered through that 3 years in a row at Kansas State. He had a run half the offense at Kansas State, come in his senior year, started to throw the ball all over the field, and bada bing, bada boom, Colmsy, he was lighting shit up. My man, Skylar Thompson, if he gets a chance in Miami, he will be the next Tom Brady. He will be the next amazing story coming out of nothing. I guarantee it.
First of all, okay, we're not going to go here and in the first 5 minutes of this show commit career suicide by spouting out the blasphemy that you're spouting out of your mouth right now. as much as you don't compare, you can't say that this guy's going to be the next Michael Jordan before he steps on the court, because that's just stupid, right? You can't say this guy's going to be the next, Babe Ruth before he steps on the baseball field, because that's just stupid. He's not going to be the next Barry Bonds before you step on a baseball field, because that's just stupid. You're not going to go out there and say that a quarterback is going to be the next Tom Brady, Mr. 7 Super Bowls in 10 tries. You're not going to go and talk about Tom Brady and Skylar Thompson in the same damn sentence. So you just shut your damn mouth right there and stop trying to bring up your man Skylar Thompson is the next Tom Brady. Stop. You want to say you want to link him up to your boy over there in Kansas City? You want to link him up to Patty Mahomes? I'm cool with that. Patty Mahomes only 3-4 years in the league. Tom Brady is 45 years old and is still considered one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl this year.
Except for he's not going to play this year because he's so heartbroken from his divorce. But look at the stats that Tyler Thompson did with a bunch of third and fourth string scrubs that are going to be packing groceries next week. 20 for 28, 71% completion percentage, 218 yards, 7.8 average, 1 touchdown with a QBR ranking of 106. And he beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Colmsy. This Skylar Thompson is the real deal. So Tua, keep missing those passes, my man. Keep missing those easy-ass throws over and over and over again, because my man Skylar Thompson, number 19 in your books, number 1 in your heart, is going to lead that Miami Dolphins to the promised land. Tua, get out of town. Skylar Thompson is coming in, baby.
Skylar Thompson played for 5 minutes, and he played against the third and fourth string of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
So he played for 5 minutes and had 218 yards. Rack that up, baby.
He probably played more than 5 minutes. I was being facetious out there.
Oh, okay.
But you're talking, he went for 218 yards. You know what his counterpart, Kyle Trask, did? He threw for 258 yards.
With 2 interceptions, though.
1 interception.
Which
one
Kyle,
touchdown,
which
one
Kyle
interception.
Trask is going to be good. I still have faith in Kyle and Tyler
I
Trask.
agree. I agree. Look, I was big on Kyle. I thought that when they made that pickup a couple years ago for Kyle Trask to sit behind Tom Brady, I said that was the best thing that could have happened to Kyle Trask coming out of that draft. I mean, look, Kyle is going to be a good quarterback in this league, and learning from Tom Brady is only going to benefit him that much more. Unfortunately for Skylar Thompson, the Dolphins didn't get their way, and Tom Brady isn't playing in Miami, so he's not going to get the chance to learn under Skylar Thompson. So I don't believe that Skylar Thompson is the next time. I don't believe anybody's the next time. There is not a quarterback right now in this league that I would say, you know what? Yeah, that guy's going to go to 10 Super Bowls. Not one.
Dak Prescott?
Shut up. You're stupid. He might not even get to 1. He'd be lucky to get to 10 playoff games, let alone 10 Super Bowls.
Right. Speaking of 10 Super Bowls here, ever since Matty Ice and the Atlanta Falcons shit the bed in that Super Bowl versus Tom Brady a couple years ago, Matty Ice has kind of been treading water, and treading water is kind of what he was doing last week during week 1 of the preseason, Combs. So if Matt Ryan does not lead the Colts to the playoffs this season, then what?
Then the Colts lost the last regular season game to the Jaguars again. They don't play the Jaguars the final game of the season. You know who they play this time?
The Titans.
Texans.
Right? The Texans.
So it'd almost be just as bad of a loss if that's what keeps them out of the playoffs. I don't think that anything keeps this team out of the playoffs, short of maybe even an injury to Matt Ryan. But he does have one of the best backups in the game in Nick Foles sitting behind him. You know, Nick Foles is not a guy you want to be your starter, but he is a guy that you want to be your backup in case your quarterback goes down for a game or two.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, that's Nick Foles' career. And then if both of those guys don't work out, you got Sam Ehlinger and Jack Cohn behind them. You know, and I really like all of these quarterbacks they have on this roster. I think that all of them do just a fine job, because all you have to do really is hand the ball off to Jonathan Taylor anyway. And you're going to be all right. This team is going to be fine. So if they don't make the playoffs, then that means all 4 quarterbacks died in a horrific car accident on the way to the stadium.
Wow, that's a pretty bold statement there, Cotton. Hopefully they don't carpool or take different buses, right? But if the Indianapolis Colts do not make the playoffs this season, they are the new quarterback death hole, Combs, because this is their 4th quarterback starting in 4 years. So take that into perspective. This is their 4th quarterback in 4 years. So if they do not make the playoffs again, this is a quarterback cesspool, like at this point, and they better start going after Jimmy G in the offseason ASAP, because this team is legitimately a quarterback away. Yes, I've been saying
I'm still confused as to why they stepped away from
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz. That move surprised me.
Yeah, that I'm not. I mean, I can't answer that question just because Carson Wentz was kind of riddled with injuries all season long, but I feel like it was more off the field stuff just because it seemed like something was happening outside the realm that we didn't see. Just between him and the coaching staff or him and the ownership or something. That's kind of what I feel. It's like something wasn't vibing quite right. But yeah, I mean, if the Colts miss the playoffs again, it is time to fire the quarterback coach. Figure something out. Shake it up, right? Because hell, you've had Matt Ryan now, Carson Wentz, Jacoby Brissett, right, and then Philip Rivers too. So I mean, they've had fairly good quarterbacks. I mean, it's not like they have a Colin Kaepernick on the on the field, right?
I mean, look, they've got some good quarterbacks. They've got some good talent there. I do like Sam Ehlinger. I like Jack Cohn too. A kid coming out of Notre Dame. I really like him. I've seen him play quite a bit, and I feel like he's got one of those chances to be one of those sneaky good quarterbacks that nobody saw coming. But even just your top 2, I mean, you got Matty Ice, and maybe he'll refresh his career after leaving, that cesspool that was Atlanta. And, now maybe being in Indianapolis will revive him. And if you don't, you still do have Nick Foles behind you, Super Bowl winning quarterback. Right. You say what you want about Nick Foles, but the guy knows how to be a backup, and he's won a Super Bowl. So I think you've got all the pieces in place. I think they're lined up. They're poised for a great season. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor, and even if Jonathan Taylor goes hurt, it's not like you got a really bad backup. You've got Nyheim Hines sent behind him. So I really like this Indianapolis Colts team.
Yeah, and I am glad you brought the name Sam Ehlinger as well, because you know what college Sam Ehlinger went to, Combs?
Texas.
Texas. Where? What school is Texas a conference a part of? The Big 12. Where did Skylar Thompson go to school? Kansas State. What conference are they part of, Colmsy? Big 12. Big 12 is going to run the NFL here very, very soon, boys. Watch out. Watch out, watch out, watch out.
You know how we know it's not going to happen?
Because I said it's going to happen?
Because Buck says it's going to happen.
Are you friends with Joe?
Ask Detroit Lions fans how they feel about it.
Yeah, you guys better figure that shit out real quick. Anyways,
I mean, you've only picked them 2 years in a row. Are you going to pick them again this year?
No, I picked the Vikings to win this year, actually. I do believe. I have to go back and look.
Oh, you gave them the kiss of death. All right.
Right.
As long as you don't ever pick but you should pick the Packers, actually. That's what you should pick.
I should pick the Packers. We do got some people in the chat tonight, man. We got our man, Alpha Rob says, what's up, guys? What is up, Alpha Rob?
What's going on, Alpha
Rob? I'm glad you can join us tonight. And Alpha Rob says the Colts should win the division. They should. They should have won it last year, too, right, Combs? Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, look, they should have won the division. They should have been able to make a deep run into the playoffs as well. Maybe that ultimately is why they walked away from Carson Wentz. I mean, he couldn't win when they needed him to. Couldn't make the big plays. Couldn't, do the things that they thought maybe he could do coming over from Philadelphia. Maybe they just didn't believe in him, and maybe he was just a scapegoat. Who knows?
I mean,
but
the man had 2 sprained ankles and a broken shoulder. Like, what do you want him to do?
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, But that's kind of the story of Carson Wentz's career too, right? Maybe they don't think he's going to stay healthy enough.
Maybe.
Oh,
sorry.
bless you.
Yeah, I had to sneeze. I was trying to push mute and answer the question all at the same time. Combs Jr. is in the chat. Says, Man Hour Nation. What is up, Combs Jr.? We see Michelle the fiance in there. What's up, guys? What's up, Alpha Rob? She says. Hey, Michelle. You guys are so friendly over here in the chat. I love it. Hey, Michelle. How are you? I can't complain. How about you? Hey, Junior. Long time no talk. What, it's been like, 2 weeks since he's been
Actually,
gone?
it's been about 24 hours since we last talked to him.
Since you've been gone, yeah. And then Alpha Rob comes back and says, Combs Jr. is back with the soon-to-be third-place team Pats. Love it. I love the trash talk. However, Alpha Rob, you are completely wrong. The Pats are going to be a fourth-place team.
Ooh, man, that's possible, too. I don't know. They're not going to be worse than the Jets.
I mean, hell. Think about this. Now, there were people out on the old Facebook, Combs, here in the AFC Trash Talk group powered by Man Hour Sports Talk. If you guys are interested, join that group, I should say. Let me sneeze again. Maybe. There it goes. Ooh, that was a long, drawn out one. But there are Jets fans that are saying, hey, maybe Jimmy G can come to New York. You know, they have ties to Saleh is their head coach, right? Saleh was the defensive coordinator in San Fran. Has ties to Jimmy G. Why not? Does it make sense, Combs?
The Titans?
The Jets.
Oh, the Jets. No, I mean, if you're Jimmy G, you don't waive your no trade clause to go to the Jets, do you?
So I was actually looking deeper into Jimmy G's contract. He does not have a no trade clause this year. It was just for last year. So this year he just guaranteed the $25 million.
Wow. Man, oh man. That look, obviously it makes sense for the Jets. You're getting a really good quarterback. I think that if you're going to make that move, though, you got to be ready to win now, right? Like if you're gonna trade assets to get a quarterback like Jimmy G, it's because you think he's going to produce now, and you're going to win ball games now with him. I mean, do you feel like the Jets are there? You feel like they're ready to make a move?
The Jets are there to be close in a lot of games this season. If the ball bounces their way right once or twice, they're probably a winning team. But on the flip side of the coin, if the ball doesn't bounce their right one or time, they're a 4-win team as well. So it is a low ceiling, low roof type of thing. Like I think the most wins that they can get this year is probably 9. Low is probably 4. But 9 wins probably gets you into the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting one. I don't think if I'm the Jets, I don't think I make that move. I don't give up any draft capital for Jimmy G. I don't give up any young talent for Jimmy G. Just because I know, like you said, I mean, we're a 9-win team. We're not a Super Bowl team.
Hey,
if I'm making the move for Jimmy G and I'm giving up draft capital and I'm giving up young players to get Jimmy G, I've got to know that I'm ready to win now. So if you're asking me, like if I'm the Jets, I don't make that move.
Well, I think any team that makes it in the AFC to the playoffs has the potential to be Super Bowl champions. So
no, that's not true at all.
That is very true.
I mean, look, there's the AFC is so low. I mean, you've got so many good quality teams in the AFC. I mean, you've got the Bills. Right. You've got the Bengals, you've got the Ravens, you've got the Browns, you've got the Colts. The Ravens are a good team. The Steelers, we talked about if they get Jimmy G, they're a good team. Even without Jimmy G, they're still a good team because they've still got Mike Tomlin, who's never had a losing season. You've got the Tennessee Titans, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Raiders, the Chargers, the
Dolphins, right?
I'm not going to put like teams like the Dolphins or the Jets or the Patriots or the Texans or Broncos in that category yet, because the rest of those teams, I mean, you'd have to you'd have to upset a lot of teams to get to where you wanted to be, and that'd have to be something that, like, seriously nobody saw coming.
Yeah, but at the same time, that is what is so great about the NFL is literally any given Sunday, any team can win, right?
Yeah, that works good until playoff time, because then it's about who the best teams are. The best
it is
teams
all about who is hot.
In February. It is it's not about who is hot. I mean, look, you've got teams like, and I know what you're saying because of Kansas City, but I mean, look, Buffalo was better than Kansas City last year.
Let's talk about the
except
Bengals
for 15 seconds.
Let's just talk about the Bengals from last year. They were 10-7 as a wild card team. They were what, a 6 or a 7 seed going into the playoffs, and they happened to get hot at the right time and start clicking on offense at the right time to make the Super Bowl run.
Yeah, I don't think it's about. I mean, sure, there are cases where a team has just caught fire. I mean, you look at the Eagles and Nick Foles that year that they won the Super Bowl, right? They just got hot at the right time. Nick Foles was on fire and couldn't miss, and they did their thing, and nobody saw them coming. Nobody took them seriously all throughout those playoffs.
Hang on, let's not forget that Carson Wentz was an MVP candidate for the first 12,
13
right,
but that's what I'm saying. With Nick Foles, nobody took that team seriously.
Right. Okay,
I mean, the first week of the playoffs, I think that year it was the Bears that they beat that year. That was a double doink year. And nobody in Chicago to this year. We thought we were going to run rush out over the Eagles. Then they go over to New Orleans or I'm sorry, not New Orleans, the Rams. You go over to the Rams and nobody thought they were going to beat the Rams that year.
Right.
And it's just, I don't think the Rams
scored
took
like 56 points versus the Chiefs.
Yeah, that was that crazy Monday Night Football. I think the final score was like 56-54 or something stupid.
Crazy, yeah.
Like, but that's just, that those are few and far between. Like, we watch teams, like usually the top teams that we believe are going to be there are usually there.
Right. So you're right to an extent. So let's just agree to disagree. Moving on here. I
always agree to disagree with you.
Let's talk about your girl's man here. And she says, I know you guys don't like to talk about him, but she used a butt like a sexy butt. Do you guys think Gronk will play again this year, or is he really retiring? Disappointment face.
So, yeah, I think Gronk's done. If Gronk comes back, it'll be halfway through the season, just in time for him. I think he's got to play by like November 15th to be eligible to play in the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken, right? Isn't that how it goes?
9, so yeah, whatever that falls on.
So I think, if they're in need of help, or if there's a contending team in need of help, it might not even be the Buccaneers. It could be some other team that is in need of some tight end help. You get what if Travis Kelce goes down? And the Chiefs are making a run. Do you go out and do you try to talk Gronk into coming back and playing with Patty Mahomes? I personally don't think that Gronk comes back to play with anybody but Tom Brady. And with that being said, I mean, they went out and made some moves at tight end in Tampa, and I don't think Gronk's coming back. I don't.
Yeah, I believe Gronk said at one point he will never play for another quarterback besides Tom, and there have been some rumors starting to surface about Tom Brady. I don't know how true they are. They're from the, I believe it's TampaBayWire.com, I believe is where I read these sources from. But Tom Brady's getting ready to go through a divorce, and he has never, quote, looked so depressed at practice before ever. And he has taken an extended.
Has that been confirmed? Like he's about to go through divorce?
I don't know. I mean, like I've read it on 2 or 3 blogs now, and then he is also taking an extended leave from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers till at least week 3 of the preseason. So he is not even like around camp right now either. So
Giselle was not happy that he came back.
Well, would you be? Mean hell, you're 45. You are in pretty good health, and then you decide to come back. Like, I mean,
yeah, but I mean, look, that's his job. You know what I mean? Like how would she feel if she Tom comes back and she wants to go on another photo shoot? You know what I mean? Like that's her job. You can't be mad that they want to go to work.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, you
at
can't
the
be
same
mad
time,
about it. Yeah, but I mean, look, if that's the type of relationship you have, it's never going to work out in the long run anyway.
yeah, but like, I'm married. You are about to be married. Like, if you say you are going to do something at certain date and you renege on it, she's going to be mad at you, right?
I guess depending on the reason, but yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. I just like nobody believed Tom Brady when he said he was retiring. Nobody, you know what I mean? Like everybody knew that when Tom Brady said he was done, he was probably coming back. Some people thought it would be for a one-day contract with the Patriots, so he could retire a Patriot. I don't know. I mean, who knows? Maybe Tom Brady, maybe he doesn't come back at all. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe if the divorce is bothering him that bad, if they are getting a divorce, and if that's the only way he can keep his family together, Tom might end it all again.
Yeah. So, I mean, just to answer the question, I don't foresee Gronk playing at all because last year he only played like 6 games anyways, right? So he was injured most of the season and most of the playoffs he was hurt as well, and basically the goal for a NFL athlete or a football player in general is to make the most money in a little amount of time and come out relatively healthy. Like that is the goal, and like that's why I quit right when I quit because I suffered a big injury, and I was like, you know what? I've been scavenging through just a little bit too close for a little too long here, and
yeah,
met Cindy too, so that doesn't help as well.
Right.
Combs Jr. says third place team Kansas City Chiefs. LMAO, get the hell out of here.
Look, I tend to agree with him.
Shut your horse mouth, Combs.
I think that the Chiefs are. I think the Chiefs actually. You talked about the Patriots being the 4th place team in their division. I actually think the Chiefs might be the 4th place team in their division. I think they're going to be battling.
Get the hell
I think they're going to be battling it out with the Broncos for the basement of that division.
Combs, I love you like a brother and fuck you like a sister. But
wait, what?
If the Kansas City Chiefs get below 2nd place, hell has frozen over twice over. And I'm not talking about hell, Michigan. I'm talking about the actual devil, Satan, hell.
You're telling me that if the Chiefs finish behind the Chargers, who are a much improved team this offseason.
I actually have the Chargers winning the division. So yes.
And the Raiders, who are also a much improved team this year. Devontae Adams' addition was huge. I don't know, man. I think it's between Denver and Kansas City to fight over 3rd place. I think that the Raiders and the Chargers are the 2 best teams in that division.
Yeah, Combs, I actually have a clock on the wall right here. It says Combs is wrong. So I just wanted to.
I mean, look. I think what it actually says is that Buck's a Chiefs fan who can't accept reality.
Yeah, that is probably true. I mean, like, so wouldn't that be messed up though if the Chiefs were 4th place in the division, snuck into the wild card as a 7th seed, and still won the Super Bowl? How messed up would that be?
That'd be par for the course, right? Because
right.
Everybody would be happy that you don't have to worry about the Chiefs being in it anymore. Maybe the Bucks and Tom Brady aren't in it anymore, and all of a sudden the Chiefs come from nowhere, sneak into the playoffs. It'll be something stupid. Like they'll lose week 17, but then the other team that just needed to win will be playing like the Texans or something. Right. Hello, Colts. And then they'll lose, and somehow the Chiefs will back into the playoffs and win the whole damn thing.
Or like how the Chargers and Raiders just had a tie, and both of them would have made it, and whatever. I don't know, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Stupid. Combs Jr. says Jimmy G won't be a Jet. You're probably right. Let's just be honest about it. They still have Zach Wilson, and like Alpha Rob says, I don't know, Buck Wilson is hurt. He is hurt, but he's listed only to be out 2 to 4 weeks. They do have Joe.
They got
Joe
Flacco, and his wife will be taking care of Wilson, and make sure
Joe
she's
Flacco
rubbing his glutes and stuff.
Is a locker room favorite apparently too.
Yeah, and I heard his wife is a massage therapist, and Wilson's been talking with Deshaun Watson, and yeah, I don't know.
Combs Jr. said, although it would be good to be behind Jimmy G and learn a thing or two for Zach Wilson. If you were to get Jimmy G, Zach Wilson would be on the trading block. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, I think I was going to say if you get Jimmy G, it's because you traded Zach Wilson to the team, but I don't think that they're not going to be interested in Zach Wilson at this point.
It would be another 3-person team trade with the Seattle Seahawks,
trade,
right?
Yeah, Seahawks. I mean, that might be a way to go for the Seahawks. Might be a way to go for the Steelers. There's a couple teams out there that are just a quarterback away. So I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see how this one plays out. I'm very interested to see where Jimmy G goes.
Is it weird that we are more worried about Jimmy G going places than actual preseason games? I'm just
no, because preseason sucks anyway. You only watch your starters play for about the first series, maybe 2.
Unless you're a diehard fan.
And then you watch all the scrubs that you're never going to see again.
Unless you're a diehard fan and really want to.
And you still have to pay $300 to sit in the nosebleeds for those games.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's stupid. I look at Bears tickets for a preseason game. It was $245 for the last row in the stadium.
How much? $250?
$245
to watch a field that's burnt. Okay.
To watch a preseason field that's burnt at that.
Right. So Combs Jr. says, I'm excited to watch Week 1 Broncos versus Seahawks. I think we all are. I mean, because that's the final Monday night game of the week, I think. So.
Oh, well, I guess if he's not playing, it wouldn't be. Isn't the Browns versus Texans Week 1, too?
Yeah,
it would have been better if Deshaun Watson was playing. That would have been better.
Tell me the NFL isn't rigged without telling me it. I mean, the Broncos travel to Seattle. The Browns travel to Carolina. I mean, who do the 49ers play? The 49ers play the Lions Week 1. Jimmy G's going to Detroit. No, there you go.
They play. There's another matchup that it was the Niners play the Bears Week 1.
Oh, so Jimmy G's going to Chicago.
No, yeah. There was another one that was one of those. Oh, Carolina, Cleveland. That's what it was. It's Carolina, Cleveland, not Cleveland. It's so you're going to get Baker Mayfield versus the Browns Week 1.
Yeah. So.
Yep. But this schedule was released. The schedule was released before Baker got traded. Baker only got traded.
They knew what they were doing. Come on now. But does Russ have enough to let his emotions get in the way? That is the question. No, Russ is that Week 1 game. Russ Wilson is going to be an emotional wreck. Let's just be flat out honest about it. Well, he spent like 9 years there. Yeah. Can
you imagine if you're Russell Wilson and you get to go against Seattle in Week 1? In Seattle on Monday Night Football, and you go ahead and you lose that game. And when you lose that game, their starting quarterback is Geno Smith.
It would be better if it was Drew Lock because then So what would be a better story? Russell Wilson beating the Seahawks or Drew Lock beating the Broncos?
I think Geno Smith beating Russell Wilson and confirming what we already know, that this was a terrible trade for the Denver Broncos.
Yeah. Who knows?
That's the storyline. Sorry, Bronco fans, but that's the storyline that I'm most looking forward to is the Seahawks beating Denver Week 1. And all of a sudden Denver fans going, oh, shit.
Seahawks go 1-16, their only win opening week versus the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, and the Broncos go 0-17 with Russell Wilson.
Combs Jr. says he's done, but if not, he's a Bill. I don't understand that.
He's talking about Gronk.
Oh,
Gronk's not going to the Bills.
No, they have Knox, right? They have Knox.
Yeah, they not only do they have Knox, but Gronk would never. For one, I don't think he would do that to Patriots fans, and for two, I really don't think that Gronk ever plays for anybody other than Brady.
Unless he goes to Miami.
I don't even think that. I really don't. I don't think that he has any desire to play with anybody other than Tom Brady as his quarterback.
So Alpha Rob says, people always saying it's a revenge game for Russ versus Seattle. How about revenge game for Drew Lock versus the Broncos? Yeah, that's exactly what I just said.
Yeah, but Drew Lock's not going to be their starting quarterback, I don't think.
Is.
I mean,
you
think he's going to win the job over Geno Smith?
It's either him or Jimmy G. Geno Smith is not the answer. Geno Smith is
I know he's not the answer. I mean, I know he's not the answer, but I mean, right now he's listed as their starter. I mean, what stops them from him being their starter week 1?
I see
just
what you're
because
saying.
They're playing the Broncos.
So here is what is stopping them. So as a coach myself, as a former player, it has always been general rule of knowledge, general rule of thumb. If a person say there are two players and they're exact same talent, same arm strength, same speed, same yada. You always go with the younger player that can lead you further down the road because they have more room to grow. Drew Lock has a lot more. It's funny that you say that.
It's funny that you say that. Same player, same attributes, same everything. This preseason game, I just looked it up. Drew Lock was 11 of 15. Geno Smith was 10 of 15. Drew Lock threw for 102 yards. Geno Smith threw for 101 yards. Geno Smith averaged 6.8 yards a pass. Geno Smith averaged 6.7 yards a pass.
And Geno Smith started the game, right?
Yeah.
So Drew Lock did that with number 2s. Think about that.
Yeah, and Drew Lock threw for 2 touchdowns as well.
Right. So I think Drew Lock will probably start week 2 and be named starter week 3 for week 1 myself. Unless Jimmy G does come into town.
Or maybe you're right. Maybe if it is Drew Lock versus Russell Wilson, I mean, I'm all locked in on that Monday Night Football game.
Oh, I am 100% calling in to sick work on Tuesday because I'll be up till 2 a.m. watching that game. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yes.
And then Combs Jr. said that could be why he's out for personal reasons. Talk about Tom Brady, I think, because he's getting a divorce. Yeah.
Hey, look, I mean, that's what the first thing that came to mind when they say he was out for personal reasons. The first thing I said was, "Ooh, Giselle wasn't happy." That was the first thing that I said, and I was just joking. I didn't think that was really the thing because, I mean, look, they're like the power couple, right? I mean, she makes more money than he does, and he's got like a $430 million contract waiting for him when he's done. So, like, they're like the ultimate power couple. I'll be shocked if that's what it is. I really will.
All right, so we do have a lot more comments scrolling through here. We will get through them eventually here, but Combs, let's get into where or if and then number 3 here. Let me put up on the old telephone here. And basically, Combs, we have been talking about it all day on Facebook here, and the NFL wants to add 2 teams to the NFL to make it 34 teams. And, Combs, one of those cities that has been talked about to bring it in to is Chicago. So, Combs, if a second team in the NFL comes to Chicago, then what?
If a second team comes to Chicago, one of 2 things happens. A, the McCaskey family sells the team, the Chicago team, because they're going to realize that there's competition and they can't just milk the money out of this cow anymore. Or 2, the McCaskey family is finally going to have to produce a winning team because you're going to have a new team come in, hopefully with ownership that wants to win, wants to put on a good product. That's usually the case with expansion teams, right? Remember how good Carolina and Jacksonville both were when they were expansion teams? Like, that's what expansion owners want to do. They want to come out, they want to draw fans' interest, they want to do all that. And when you've already got another team in town where that fans have been dedicated to for decades, it's one of those where you would have to come in hot. And I think that forces the Bears' hand there. That forces the Bears' hand to invest in their team, to put a winning product on the field. I think it would be great for the city of Chicago. I don't think it would be as hard as a lot of people are talking about it being for them to draw fan interest in this city, because if you start putting a winning NFL product on the field, there's a lot of Bears fans, myself included, that are so fed up with the way the McCaskies treat this team that they would probably highly consider jumping ship, and a lot of them probably would. For me, it would be really tough. I don't know if I would ever make that move, being that I have been a Bears fan my entire life. I think it'd be one of those situations like I am with baseball, where I would still be a diehard Bears fan, but I would root for the other team as well if they're doing well. You know what I mean? I think it would push the McCaskies either A, out of town, which would be like, I'm telling you right now, it's been a long time since I've gotten so shit-faced, blackout drunk that I can't remember that night. But if that ever happened, I'd throw a party where that would happen, because I can't wait for the McCaskey families to not own the Bears anymore. And I think it would be a good thing. So if there's a second team in Chicago, then it's a good thing for the city.
Yeah, so speaking of blackout drunk here, we do have a military man in the chat, one man army 2 electric bungalow, donated $5 to the chat tonight, so thank you for that. He says, thanks for the updates on the Dolphins. I was stuck at Fort Leonard Wood for combat engineer training, U.S. Army, baby. Easton engineers lead the way.
Attaboy.
So
we love our military personnel here. Actually, funny, I'm wearing the shirt. Heroes don't wear capes; they wear combat boots. And I, being a Marine myself, we always support the military, especially here on the Man Hour. So thank you, sir. Thank you for your service, and thank you for your donation. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And we also have Takeaway 22 shirts. We have not been promoting them as much as we should over at manhourradio.com if you're interested in that as well. But if you'd like to hear some more about the Dolphins, man, just let us know, and we'll definitely tell you how bad Tua sucks, 100%. So you guys stole my man Tyreek Hill from Kansas City. Like, I will let it slide, but you do got my man Skylar Thompson. So Skylar Thompson to Tyreek Hill sounds wonderful. Thompson to Hill, roll that off the tongue. Thompson Hill, baby. Thompson Hill.
I tell him how much we support military, and you go and shit all over his team.
I didn't shit all over his team. I just said Tua's not very good, and you would say the same thing.
I agree. Tua's not the answer in Miami.
So Combs, you were in the military. You were a Marine. What does a combat engineer do? I don't know exactly what to do.
So it's different in every branch, right? Like combat engineers in the Marine Corps, there's all sorts of different things that they do. They'll like when you go on deployment, you see all the camps that are set up and stuff like that. They'll design that. They do a lot of design basically. I mean, there's a lot of smart people in the engineers. So I don't know what they do specifically in the Army, but that's what they do in the Marine Corps.
So, Combs, did you know that I was an engineer too? I'm an IT engineer. Pretty cool, huh?
You're an idiot. I know that.
I'm an engineer, man. And Combs Jr. dropped a $1.99 super chat here. He says he just bought Soldier Field. Tears of joy, tears of joy, tears of joy.
For $1.99, you can have it.
Hey, I actually have some grass seed in in my garage. If you give me $1.99 for it, you can have it and do those little spot things.
I'm not. That field is so bad, and I don't think it's going to get any better. I know they're talking about putting synthetic turf in there now, all sorts of things, but I don't know. I don't get it. It's an embarrassment.
Let me tell you something, Combs. From a person that has coached on turf and grass, I prefer grass so much more. I fucking love grass. I love grass fields. They're amazing.
They say that the turf fields create more injuries. I don't know how true that is. I've played on a couple of turf fields at not as high of a level, obviously, but I've played on turf fields before. I don't feel like it's that much different. I really don't. But they do
nowadays,
say it
no.
more
But
injuries.
back in the day in AstroTurf, that shit was tough. It was like outdoor carpet. It was.
Well,
terrible.
that was terrible. If you went diving on that, you knew you were getting a rug burn.
Oh, you were getting more than a rug burn. But let's go ahead and move on here. Let's talk a little about about Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Obviously, Lamar Jackson is up for a contract, his 5th-year option. Combs, if the Ravens do not sign Lamar Jackson to a long-term deal now, then
if they don't sign Lamar Jackson to a long-term deal now, then they'll sign him this offseason. I think that the Ravens believe they have their man of the future. I believe the Ravens have their man of the future. I've compared him to him before, minus hopefully he stays out of prison. But Lamar Jackson is, to me, reminds me a lot of Michael Vick. And if you keep that guy on your roster for a long time, he doesn't have the cannon that Mike Vick had. You could probably argue that he doesn't even have the quarterback vision that Mike Vick had, but he's got the legs. He puts up the numbers. He does everything. He's a human joystick. And so they believe they have their man of the future. So do I. I think that they'll get a deal done at some point.
So basically what you're saying is he can't throw like Vic. He doesn't have the football IQ as Vic, but he can run like Vic. So he's just a running back, right? I'm just.
I knew you were gonna go there.
Like I'm trying to put the keys to the puzzle here, but if
he's a mobile quarterback,
he is a mobile running back that can happen to throw a pass every now and then. Exactly.
Okay.
So
he's an MVP at quarterback.
If the Baltimore Ravens do not get Lamar Jackson a long-term deal now, then Lamar Jackson does not have a future in the NFL. Lamar Jackson is not a quarterback on any other team in the NFL, period. He is only a quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens because John Harbaugh formulated an offense around him that can do great in the regular season, but what have they done in the postseason, Combs? They've won one game. One game by mistake. Lamar Jackson is not an NFL quarterback. He is trash. He is not good. If the Baltimore Ravens do not sign Lamar Jackson long-term at a cheap price, Lamar Jackson is done in the NFL.
Your Lamar Jackson hatred is like so apparent. And Junior's just trying to get every quarterback to the Seahawks. They said Lamar Jackson should be a Seahawk right now. Like Junior just wants somebody to go to the Seahawks for some reason. But no, look, your hatred for Lamar Jackson is obvious. There's nobody that's going to change your mind about it. You've been ranting and raving about it for 3 years now, as much as I do about my boy Jameis Winston being a top 10 quarterback in this league. But I don't see it the same way you do. There's a lot of people that don't see it the same way you do.
So, we've been here before. Yes, Lamar Jackson is a MVP. Yes, Lamar Jackson can light up the stat category. Yes, I will be drafting Lamar Jackson in 2nd overall pick for my fantasy draft. No question about it. However, what has he done for you in January? 1 win. Didn't he guarantee a Super Bowl for the Ravens by 5 years? This is 5th year. No Super Bowl yet, my man. Not going to happen this year either. He's a liar. Liar.
You're killing me, Smalls.
But you know I'm right.
You're not right. Like the guy is an MVP, league MVP. You don't win that award by accident.
Actually, he did win it by accident because a fluke injury by Patrick Mahomes dislocated his kneecap. Did you know you can even dislocate a kneecap? I didn't until Patrick Mahomes did it versus the Denver Broncos. That's the only
because
why
your
he won the
idiot
MVP.
coach decided to run him on a quarterback sneak at the goal line. That's his own fault.
I'm just saying.
Coach.
Did you know you can dislocate a kneecap, Combs?
Yes, I did.
I didn't. The Chiefs still won the Super Bowl that year. I'm just saying.
That's great. Your coach is still an idiot for running Patrick Mahomes at the goal line like that.
Is he? I don't know. 4 straight AFC Championship games, 2 Super Bowl appearances. But hey, Combs Jr. says Winston is horrible. What?
Combs Jr. doesn't even know who Winston is.
Winston Churchill? Everybody knows who he is.
Yeah,
Didn't he lead us against the Nazis? I'm just kidding.
Winston-Salem.
Isn't that where Wake Forest is like?
Yeah.
Is that?
Yep.
Pretty sure. I feel a big sneeze coming on. It's been
Oh, boy.
happening all episode long. I've been pushing the mute button and been putting you like on solo mode. So if you guys ever
I'm
see
always
that,
solo when I'm on the show with you.
well, speaking of solo, great segue there, Combs. If the New York Giants do not win 8 games this year, Combs, then what?
If the Giants don't win 8 games this year, then it's status quo. I mean, they're not going to win 8 games this year. This team is not very good. They can't stay healthy. Their running back will be dead by week 3, because that's what happens every year. Is he gets hurt and you don't see him past then. Tyrod Taylor is being talked about getting first team reps now. Like it is something awful in New York, and this team, I mean, even looking at their schedule, I mean, they started out with the Titans, then they get the Panthers and the Cowboys and the Bears and the Packers and the Ravens, like, and then they get a game that's more down to their level with the Jaguars, but then they go to Seattle. Then they got the Texans and the Lions, but then they got Cowboys, Commanders, Eagles, Commanders, Vikings, Colts, Eagles. This team is not very good. They're not going to win 8 games. I'd be surprised if they have 5 wins this year.
So when I look at this team, Combs, they have a receiver by the name of Wan'Dale Robertson from the University of Kentucky. My second favorite college team here, the Kentucky Wildcats, because my wife makes me root for them, but I digress from that. But I've had a chance to watch Wan'Dale Robinson in college. Great guy. Great guy. Hang on. Damn it. No, is it coming? Is it going?
It doesn't matter who your wide receivers are when you have Daniel Jones, Tyrod Taylor, and Davis Webb are your quarterbacks. Maybe these guys go out and get Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Then I might be a believer that they can win 8 games.
So when I look at this roster, they have Kenny Galladay, not terrible. Tooney had a pretty good season. Wandale Moore's good. Damn it.
They got Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton. They do got a nice wide receiver core, but they just don't have anybody to throw these guys the ball.
So with that being said, if the Giants do not win 8 games this season, Daniel Jones is out of New York 100%. Daniel Jones is gone. Daniel Jones is a habitual backup.
I got one for you. If Michael Buckheister don't stop sneezing, then this is the end of the show.
Dude, I am struggling so bad right now. It is terrible. It's like I've taken Sudafed, I've taken some meth, I've taken an algae pill, I've taken some cocaine.
Meth.
Man, hang on,
That's
I gotta sneeze again, man.
It's all that stuff up your nose. You start putting stuff up your nose like cocaine, you start sneezing a lot. I mean, that's kind of what it does.
So Alpha Rob says Jackson has gotten worse since he won the MVP years ago. Exactly right. Because he's trash.
Alpha Rob just doesn't like anybody who's not from Buffalo.
He likes Patrick Mahomes.
No, he doesn't.
Hey, speaking of Patrick Mahomes, did you know his mom and his dad is divorced, but his dad has a super hot wife? Oh my gosh, she's like
yes, I did know
hot.
that.
Hot.
Yeah.
Damn.
And yet Patrick Mahomes is stuck with what's her name, Brittany.
She's not terrible. Just
Dude,
when she opens her mouth, she goes to like a 10 to like a 2.
When she opens her mouth, she looks like Mr. Ed calling for Wilbur.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
She is terrible. Like her nickname should be Can Opener.
Jesus. You are not wrong. Combs Jr. says Bucks on the couch tonight. Dude, what is new, man? Like, do you know me like at all? Like, if you seen half the shit I did to my wife, you would understand why I have blue balls and sleep on the couch all the time. I'm just saying.
Oh God!
So
especially when she watches this show and she's like, "Yeah, God, just keep digging, Buck."
Yeah, right. So, general rule of thumb: when your wife is taking a nice hot shower after a long day at work, do not dump a cold glass of water on her on the shower. She does not
Probably,
like that.
yeah, that is definitely a good rule of thumb.
She
It's
does
a good
not
rule
like
of
that.
thumb for anybody because it's kind of a dick move.
Also, another dick move, a.k.a. don't do, put saran wrap on the toilet so when she takes a poop, it kind of just, like, doesn't go anywhere.
You know what I saw
Don't
the
do
other
that.
day was somebody put a one of them pool noodles and folded it over and put like shaving cream on it. So when she lifted up the lid, it just splashed all over.
Combs Jr. says, Dad did that to me, but the glass bowl in the shower.
Oh my God. Yes. So Junior was in the shower and I was like, oh, watch this shit. This is going to be funny. I grabbed a glass baking bowl and I wasn't thinking and it filled it full of ice and water. And when I went to go dump it, the bowl hit the shower curtain rod and fell into the shower and glass shattered everywhere on top of Junior in the shower. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I felt like a dick, but it was still funny.
You're
Or
a
the time
cheesecake
that I
for
scared him
starters.
I scared him coming out of the bathroom and his feet started running like he was a cartoon character, but his body didn't move. His feet were just spinning.
Love it.
That was hilarious. It always comes up on my Facebook memories. Once it comes up, I'll send that over to you.
100%, dude. I love funny videos like that. But guys, honestly, my allergies are kicking my ass. I am like 2 sheets to the wind. I've been sneezing literally all show. If you guys haven't noticed, Combs Jr. says I was like Scooby Doo. and he says talk about hide and seek. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What's hide and seek about?
If I think it's what he's referring to, he was So I was hiding in the shower. No, he was hiding in the shower, and I didn't know, and I had to take a crap. So I went and sat down and started taking a crap, and he was like, "Oh my God, let me out!"
I love it. All right, Colby, we're going to wrap it up tonight, guys. We'll be back tomorrow. I am with my man, Tori Anderson, Fantasy Football Wednesday. So if you guys got a fantasy football question, go ahead and shoot it to me at manhour_buck on the old Twitter machine. Slide into those DMs, and we'll get it answered by Tori Anderson, the fantasy football expert. But Colmsy, send us out, big guy.
Man Hour Nation. See you next week. Right.
I'll be back tomorrow. Combs is off. Lucky duck.